Hey, I'm going to show you the brand new design options that you have with your Authory portfolio in this little video. You'll find the options by going to your portfolio editor here, and then you see the setting branding at the top and layout. Those are the two main options you have. If you click on branding, you'll switch to the branding editor, and at the bottom here you'll find fonts, background color and accent color. What this does is if I click on fonts and I select one of the other pairs here, it's always a pair, headline and body font, you see that the preview immediately switches and my portfolio looks rather different depending on the fonts I select here. We have a pre-selection of the most common fonts, the best combinations here for you, so you can select any of those you want. What you can also do is choose a background color. So this is currently white, but I can go for something more bluish like this, and an accent color. I want one that stands out against the blue, so I'm going to go for red. And you see that this, for example, switched to red. What would also switch to red is, if I save this, you see it, the hover effect, and the buttons. If you click on subscribe and contact me, they are also now in the accent color. What didn't change is the header. You can set the header separately. So I click on edit cover here and I have the option to select an image, to upload an image or to go with a plain color. I can also remove the cover from the header entirely. So I'm going to do that now. And now you see that the background that I set here in branding extends to the entire page. But again, I can just add a cover, say I want something like a bit of color. Okay, I'm going to add this image here, and now it's going to re-add an image to the header as the cover. Here we go, now we have the image again. So you basically can, by using branding, you basically can change the fonts, you can change the background color and the accent color, and you can combine that with setting the cover. What you can do beyond the branding is the layout. And if I click on that, you'll switch to the layout editor. The layout is more about the structure of your portfolio, less the actual design. And we have three different header layouts. So I can switch to the left aligned header layout, which has a bigger profile picture, or the sidebar layout, which looks very different entirely. And then you also have the collections layout. So this was only the header. I can change the collections layout too, from tabs to grid. Tabs means you see the collections here. They are all visible to anybody visiting your portfolio instantly, and they can switch between the collections by going to the different tabs here. And one collection is always open by default if somebody visits your portfolio. You can also, though, switch to grid. Grid means that the collections will be shown as a preview only, and people have to click on a collection to open it and to see its content first. If you are on the collections layout tabs option, you also can change the content layout. So beyond just the header layout, the collections layout, you can change how the content itself is being displayed. And I can go for, by default it's the grid view, but I can also switch to masonry, then it looks like this, stacked, which is basically with bigger preview pictures. I have the list view, a bit more condensed, and if I don't want any pictures at all, I have the text view here. So you have three different options within the layout settings: header layout, collections layout, and content layout. One more thing, this branding settings, they apply to your portfolio, your collections, and your content items. Meaning, if I go to a collection and I open it, you see that it also has a bluish background now. The branding itself, as you can see here, can only be changed on your homepage, but it's being applied to the collections as well. And it's also being applied to the portfolio items that you have if you share them directly. So if I open an article, you see that it also has a bluish background, and whatever font I selected will be applied here as well. So that means you basically, no matter what you do, whether you share your portfolio, a specific collection, or content items, you can reflect the branding settings everywhere, really. That's basically how the new system with regard to branding and layout works, and it enables you to create very different looking portfolios. Having said that, it's very important to us that the settings stay easy. You don't need a manual to understand how things work, and whatever you do, the result is gonna be looking good. That's also important to us. I prepared a few examples here for you so that you can see how different it can actually look. This is more or less the default. That's the very same portfolio. All settings are the same, only that I changed the layout and branding slightly. Looks very different though. And here again, totally different feeling. Another one here, which has an interesting font selection and the list view. And then we got this one with the preview of the collections. So this one has the collections that you can switch between by clicking on the different tabs. Here you have the collections overview first. And then we have one with a dark background, also looking very sleek, and one which has a picture as a background in the top, and then the list view here. I hope you like this. If you have any questions, reach out to me at eric@authory.com. Thank you very much.